What the fuck is going on? Hopefully everyone's doing well. I normally start off by saying quick update, but yeah, it might be a bit of a lengthy one. I'm just sort of going to go through a lot of bits today, but I'm probably going to go off topic a little bit, I reckon. I mean, I act as if I never do, but yeah, I'm pretty much going to go through how pretty much either Bitcoin's how everyone's going to get trapped in Bitcoin, or are they, right? Because it is actually showing weird strength on this pump up. I mean, normally, if you mentioned me before, if you've heard me mention before, obviously, if you can like, comment, subscribe, share it about, I'll get that out of the fucking way before I start explaining. All right, it does help. All right, it makes me because these videos they do take the piss. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, show some love if you can. But um, yeah, it showed quite interesting strength on the pump up. But if you've heard me mention before about when Bitcoin does start its impulses, Bitcoin normally does go first, and alts normally do follow. So one of two things is going to happen, and I will show that all right throughout the video. All right, so pretty much is everyone trapped in Bitcoin, pretty much sideways up for Bitcoin. All right, I'm going to show through that as well. Another possibility that can happen. It's a bit of a different video today, more a little bit small time frame, but a little bit more macro and like larger time frame. All right, pretty much why Bitcoin has 12 months as well, and Ether notes have got a lot longer. I'm actually going to show you a count where can the top of Bitcoin be in. I personally don't think it is, but I had a few people actually ask me this, so I'm going to mention it. All right. Um, and then, yeah, is there only a few months? But this ties in with the start of is there only a few months left in the video? Sorry, in this wave before we do actually get a decent sized correction, or is that just the start of wave one? And I will go through that as well. And then a couple of coins like I've been asked to be mention BCH, ONT, and a native token at ONG, so I'll mention them near the end as well. All right, I've got a decent sort of announcement as well for the coming in the next few months. I don't want to say too much, but it's sort of going to be like an Elliott Wave course, but yeah, it's going to be near the back end of the year. But all right, I'll if I remember, I'll try and explain a little bit more than this near the end of the video. All right, but like I mentioned, if you can like, comment, subscribe, can't even speak. Anyway, you know what to do. 2.5 minutes in, I never yawn, right? The second I get on this fucking microphone, I'm just yawning all day. So the whole time throughout the video. All right, but yeah, I'll just go into it. So, so yeah, we'll start with Bitcoin, right? Is everyone trapped with Bitcoin or not? This move has shocked me a little bit in terms of us pumping up. Now, what I mean by that is, I thought a lot of the market was going to go with it. A lot of these, I do think a lot of them are. Like I think ARB does look great, but then I'm also going to be showing an account where ARB actually does bleed for the next good few weeks, like I showed previously on another video. So, is everyone going to be trapped in Bitcoin, or yeah, or not? But yeah, we'll go through it. So, Bitcoin, for example, right? Just let me look at some of these coins, right? Look at some of these. That high right there on Bitcoin. So this is on Tuesday the 30th, right? Whew. All right, so Tuesday the 30th. It looks like these are showing a lot of strength. Tuesday the 30th. All right, obviously back here. It looks like these are showing a lot of strength. And to be honest, they are showing decent strength. But Bitcoin it's showing weird strength, to be honest, in terms of like the actual structure. So what I want to try and get at here is Bitcoin going to make an impulse? Are alts going to be impulsing with it? But then when Bitcoin pulls back, are alts going to bleed into Bitcoin? Right now, I'm pretty much just going to show it in terms of like this, for example, right? Timing the market's very difficult. If you remember down here, we expected a massive impulse. We got the impulse, right? Now, when we've got the impulse up, this does look like it is just rolling, and obviously going to do this. But are we going to have another leg? I personally don't think we are, but we could. All right. But in terms of Bitcoin, right? Can this make there's two scenarios that I think is going to play here. Either way, the bottom of this is into this wave, right? So I'm going to jump to pretty much just going to jump to what I showed previously in another video on is the 2 months left of this wave up, or is it going to go a lot longer? Now, I've got two top targets for Bitcoin, right? I've got 135k, roughly, 135k, or 170. Those are my two top targets for this fifth wave impulse, right? So wave 1, 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, right? Don't know how that pans out, but yeah, those are my two targets, 135 or 169. Well, 170, let's just say. All right. Now, if we go in here for wave 1 to wave 2, 1.618 or a 2.0 multiple is at 99, right? Because I still do believe that this is wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, WXY, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. We're either going to top out at this next wave at 70, about nearly 80k, or we're going to fly up to 99. Now, there's one of two things that is going to happen here. This is going to come up, this is going to roll for wave 1, wave 2. Right, I need a fresh chart really, because this just doesn't look right. We're either going to come up, we're either going to keep, where are we? We're either going to come and up to about here, and then top out, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, right? And in this time, alts are going to go with it, right? Or what we're going to do is we're going to come up for wave 1, make a big wave 2. Alts probably do bleed into Bitcoin. Do they make lower lows? They probably do. All right. Or alts are going to obviously make an impulse, just like ARB, for example. Let me just show ARB. So on that impulse up, right? Let me just make a fresh chart. I'm just go on a fresh chart, right? So ARB, for example, this move for Bitcoin here, this move for Bitcoin here, this wave 1, wave 2. Oh, fuck off! This wave 1, wave 2, right? Are we going to come up here and not make a new high, right? Is this going to be, because if you remember me showing, you've got A, B, 1, 2, 3, triangle 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, E, and then one last low till June. If you remember me showing previously, we showed it, we mentioned here, it's a weird one because some, oh, Jesus Christ, it's a weird one as some of them look like they still need new lows. Saying that the bottom looks like it could be in for some alts, but then obviously it looks like we need some new lows. And if you remember me showing before, things could get ugly real quick. And then that was obviously here. Now, this also looks like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, some sort of maybe A, B, C, D, E. This was posted this about 2 weeks ago, week ago. A, we came down here. B, C, D, E. Is that going to be 4 here triangle, then wave 5, and then we're going to go sideways, and then another low? Because that creates an AB and an expanded flat. Or are we getting a WXY where you shade WX and then AB 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, then 5. So maybe even one last dip. Or this is your low. So at the minute, it's quite interesting. I did mention on Twitter, and obviously put on there that how that Bitcoin is looking pretty weak. But to be honest, the way Bitcoin is shaping up here, it's actually looking pretty strong. All right, it is looking pretty strong, and it's going to be quite telling to see if, look, either way, your alts from here are going to make more in terms of percentage gains, right? Whether that's, do they bleed for the next month or two first, or are they going to be pumping with Bitcoin, pull down with Bitcoin, but then also make a decent higher high with Bitcoin than this low? Same with ARB. Obviously, you don't sweep this low. This just comes up for a 1, a 2, then a 3, then a 4, then a 5, then a 4, then a 5. Does that make sense? All right, so yeah, it's just going to be quite telling. I know I'm sort of explaining the same thing here, but I just want you guys to just put in mind that mentioned a few times that Jesus, I sounded Aussie as fuck then. Mentioned a few times that some alts do look like they are bottomed, like ARB. ARB does look like it has bottomed. It looks great. It looks like it's formed a decent bottom, right? But in the relation to it, again, we've got a WXY. Really, do you really want to see WXY? Do you want to see a flat? I'd prefer to see a flat. It's got a lot more high possibility. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So it's either this low is the low. On some, we're either going to get one last dip. Like on ARB, I don't think you're going to get 2 dips. On AVAX, you probably can get 2 dips because you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. or you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a truncated fifth. Now we're going to create a triangle for 4, and then we've got one last dip. We're just going to sweep that low, one last dip, and then we're going to go. So it is quite interesting. I just want to mention pretty much the reason why I'm explaining it like this is because I just didn't expect the strength on Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin does pull back, then your alts are going to be pulling back, and if Bitcoin flies up for its first wave, and we are right, just quickly, if we take this high out, bottoms in, just want to highlight that. Take all these highs out, that's what you want to be looking for. These swing highs is what you want to be looking for. You start taking all these highs out, then the bottom's in my opinion, right? Where I've showed this, so a 1.618 or a 2-point multiple times the distance of wave 1 to wave 2. I'm just going to change this to the same color, right? Just fix this up a little bit. We either pretty much just keep going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come up here, and this is actually your top of your wave 3, 1.618, right? And then we pull back with alts. I personally don't think that's going to be the case, right? Unless it's a bigger time span than this, right? So we come up wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. But to be honest, it doesn't fully look like it, right? What actually does look like it is going to happen, in my opinion, is with Bitcoin, you come up for your wave 1, maybe till about 60, where are we? Right. In fact, I'm going to put this on the chart first because this is going to make sense. I feel like I've confused people a little bit in this video already. I've sort of explained the same thing, but just gone over about 50,000 different scenarios. It's just because some alts look like they've bottomed, but others don't, right? So this is in time, right? 1.618, we've already got there. So this is going to have to get up there pretty quick. It doesn't always pan out like this, right? But a 2.0 multiple gets us to the end of June. What could be happening for most is we do just keep coming up. I do think we're probably going to find resistance at about 66. I think we're going to find resistance here, right? That's what the structure looks like, all roughly here. Sweep these highs, come up, sweep these highs, then come back down for like an A, B, C. Probably retest this and then go, right? So let's say you come back up for your wave 1. You've got a wave 2. You've got a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, wave 4, and then a wave 5. How structurally correct does that look? To me, that makes the most sense in width, time, distance, in everything. Plus, I mean, we could just come straight up and we could just bound on the 1.618 now. This could literally just keep going to the 1.618 now and just keep flying up, right? Whilst alts come up, and then Bitcoin finishes its third wave. We start coming down like this for an ABC of a triangle, and in this part, this is where alts absolutely shit the bed. All right, and we keep getting something like this that we just keep bleeding down. All right, I mentioned it a couple of weeks back, right? I mentioned it on Eggled. I love calling it Eggled. Even mentioned it on CRV 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, and this was about a week ago, the 30th, and then this I think from the 27th. All right, so I just wanted to just give you guys a little bit of caution there, just because I didn't expect how Bitcoin's the structure is playing out now and how high we've come for this wave 1. It was all telling on how high we came for this wave 1. This wave 1 just came here, then we made a wave 2, and then we did something like this. Then I'd be like, look, that looks the best fit. But because of where this has come to, this wave 1, I think it's going to come here. Then we're going to do something like this, right? Structurally, it looks better that we do come up to about 99. I mean, it'd actually make more sense if we did come to 99 for obviously that last leg up. But it doesn't matter if we do come to 76 and come down, because wave 5 the fifth wave can be an extended wave anyway. Does that make sense? All right, so it's just going to be quite interesting. Just look out for these levels. I will be showing you the PA from time to time, but yeah, I just thought it's quite interesting because a lot of these alts, they do look good, but they're not like, if Bitcoin does make a wave 1, wave 2, are these going to just bleed more into it? Like, I do need more PA, to be honest, but yeah, I did mention, are people going to get trapped in Bitcoin, and are they? I mean, in time over the next good few months, I don't think many people are going to be swapping over into alts because alts are just, let's say, obviously they have been bleeding. People do flock to Bitcoin, and that's why Bitcoin dominance has been going up. But over the next 18 months, it's going to be ridiculous for alts. Like these charts look absolutely fucking ridiculous. To be honest, it makes complete sense to come back down to sweep these lows and to sweep these lows of liquidity. Plus, if you put this to here, I did actually show this before. Remember, wave one and then wave two, and then we showed 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. All right, so you come down here, your 1.618 is down here as well. All right, so I just want to take it off log. The 1.618 has already been tapped. So this is why it is a good case for a bottom. And we could have had an A, B, C expanded flat, right? So this could be a wave one. We could have had an A, B, C expanded flat, and this whole move could have probably been WXY. WXY. Or some sort of running flat, but I mean, wave one, wave two, wave three. The wave four just goes into wave one. I mean, you please don't take this for verbatim and do not be looking for this, but it can slightly go into it in very volatile markets, but you don't really want to be counting it, to be honest. All right. So as long as we get past this high for alts, then it is all systems go. But if not, honestly, this could be a wave five. I mean, to be honest, you could actually come up here, A, B, C, D, E, and then make your last low, because this could be your truncated fifth wave. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5, and then an A, B, C, D, E for 4, then 5, and it's literally just one last dip. All right. Or obviously you've got the put it on log, and then you can obviously create one last wave, come back down, and then one last wave, and then obviously off you go. So I just wanted to highlight that. How has that took 16 minutes? All right, but yeah, just sort of mentioning a little bit of caution there, and I am going to be looking for it because I have sort of flipped from being bullish and bearish, but that's the PA is just telling me so many different conflicting things, and it's pretty interesting. But yeah, as you did mention the other week, we did obviously mention about these. Obviously having lower, we want to see this get broke, but then you also want to see this because this is your wave one. Obviously, you start coming up here for here, then obviously your bottom is definitely in. But above here, you could just sweep it, create a triangle, then go. All right, this is just AVAX, but I'm just showing obviously AVAX because if you remember me showing I hold AVAX. I do think it's a great coin. The market looks great, and I think not owning some of these majors, people are getting greedy. Not owning some of these majors, I think they're looking too more for the coins that people look too much for the coins with 10, 15, 20, 50 mil market cap, and they just get burnt. They do. Like when the drops happen, it's 70, 80% drops. Then when we rise, yeah, we rise, but then when we drop back again for a retrace, and it's just a bit of a nightmare, I think, just owning those coins. And I did it when I first started getting into this game. Yeah, I've hardly owned that much Bitcoin in my time. All right, I really have hardly owned that much Bitcoin. I mean, last cycle I did own some, but I have hardly owned as much as I should have had. But yeah, obviously moving forward, obviously this cycle I did hold a decent amount. I don't own any of it anymore. I've been in alts for the last few months, even on the major drop. All right, did get a bit lucky actually, if you mentioned me showing on Twitter, um, but yeah, anyway, I'm sort of just rambling on. All right, I do want to quickly go to. So yeah, that's just it. Just sort of summarize. I just want to sort of raise caution that you want to really be getting above those levels because if not, then we could just be continuously bleeding, and Bitcoin could be making one high. I mean, realistically, I want everything to be going together. All right, I do want everything to be going together. I do think that this is probably the count. All right, if you remember me showing before, we're going to get a bounce at 565, and then I did say that the bottom is pretty much in here without it, probably going to make one last dip if so. If not, then it's off you go. You've either got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, then wave 5, and this is your low, and then you've got wave 1, A, B, C, big running flat, then a 1, 2, then a 1, 2, and then some sort of like 3, 4, 5, then 4, then 5, then 4, then 5. All right, or obviously this is your low, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. All right, so I still think the market does look good and healthy. It's just going to be quite telling to see what happens when we do pull back on this for Bitcoin. What you want to see, guys, really, you want this to just keep going. You want this to just keep going like this, right? You want it to just keep going to about 66, roughly here. The higher we go on this, the better, right? And then I don't think that this is going to be a high, to be honest, the 1.61876, like I mentioned, because if we get up here, how are we making a wave 2? for then a wave 3, wave 4, then wave 5. Structurally, it doesn't show it. Structurally, it shows that obviously we're just going to we're going to create a 1, then a 2, and then a 1, then a 2, then a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then we're going to go up here, you know? All right, so yeah, that's what you want to see. And then obviously if Bitcoin does start pulling the market up, then obviously it's going to be pulling your alts up as well. All right, because I did think that this looks like a B, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, but the way that Bitcoin is pumping at the moment, I just don't know. It just looks quite corrective. Like it looks like an A, a B, and then this could just be topping out for C. All right, and it just could just be a triangle. 0.618 comes up to about here, yeah, so it could just be ABC and up. ABC, so wave A, so ABC, so that's wave A of your triangle, wave B, wave C, and then Bitcoin pulls back, wave D, then wave E. Then when Bitcoin pulls back, Bitcoin fires off, we shoot up with Bitcoin, Bitcoin keeps making highs, but then alts don't, and then alts obviously bleed when we do actually eventually pull back down. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight. All right. So yeah, I want to go to as well why Bitcoin only has 12 months left. In fact, I did show this in a previous video, but I do want to just highlight it again. The width of these waves, the length of these waves, and where we are, the reason why I think Bitcoin has 12 months left, Bitcoin may actually have 18 left with the rest of the market. And that's what you want, right? Structurally, how this plays is it does look like it's going to top out about April next year, and I still stand by that so far, right? But you really, really do want to see this get up here. You do. If we get up here, what most are going to be expecting is we do just stay around here. People are going to be saying the top's in at 99 if we do get up there. So again, we're either going to come here and then range for 6 months, all right, and then you're going to have one more push up till about April time. I personally don't think that is the case. All right, I do think we are going to be going a lot higher just because of all the whale demand and everything. Let's say we do come up to 99, right? Let's say we come up here for a decent impulse, okay? Come up here for a decent impulse. Then we're going to have something like this. And when we get something like this is when you're also going to be going fucking nuts. All right, maybe not until fucking July, but maybe till like April or maybe even to July. This sorry, yeah, this is accounts. Let me just quickly show. So let's say we do go sideways, something like this, right? So wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's top of your third wave here, right? When we do obviously drop, also going to be pulling back with it. And then Bitcoin's obviously going to be going sideways. When we come up here, also going to be going fucking nuts. Pull back, also hardly going to pull back, and then they're just going to be going nuts the whole entire time. Now, this is when it's going to get quite telling if this is extended or not. And this will show if we are going to keep running into the back end of 25 for Bitcoin or it is going to top out in April next year. Is if we do get an extended fifth, like a 1, 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and we top out 135, or we come up to my high target of 170. It's either 135 or 170 in my opinion. I don't really have any other figures. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of highlight that again, that you really do want Bitcoin to be going a lot higher. The higher Bitcoin goes, the higher your alts go. But yeah, I want to see if we do get an extended fifth wave as well in Bitcoin. So that's obviously going to show that, yeah, obviously your alts are going to be going even higher, but alts do look like they need a lot of room. They've got a lot of room to run, in my opinion, like a fucking lot of room to run. All right, even with ETH as well, right? I think this is why I do think that alts are going to be going even fucking more bananas, because you've got 1, 2, 1, 2. I believe this is a 1, 2. This is a 3, 4, and then a 5. If you remember me showing before, we're either going to come up for here for 5, or we're going to come up for here for 5. Right? Really, you want to come up for here for 5. That's what you want to see. All right. Then you're going to have a 4 and then a 5. And at this point, this is roughly where you're going to see a Bitcoin top. Is Bitcoin going to be pulling down while ETH's going to be going sideways? And then again, you're going to have that major push. So it's going to be quite telling again when we get up there that is Bitcoin going to be making an extended wave? And are we going to be, again, reaching that 170? All right. Just quickly as well on why could the Bitcoin top be in? It could, yeah. Could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. I just don't think it is. You've got like whales accumulating, grayscale accumulating. You've got people buying. Like there's no bearishness in this. It just looks fucking phenomenal in my opinion. It just looks fucking great, and I think it's gonna scare people. Like we're having a blow off top. Like it's blowing off. It's the fifth wave. Like, let me just go, let's say, to a chart. 1 second. Weirdly enough, I just went onto another chart and it just showed this. I've obviously drawn this out previously, but yeah, this is something that I think I must have drawn this out maybe in like somewhere around there anyway. But like you're blowing off, like it is a blow off top. So this looks crazy, but like you wave one, wave two, 1, 2, 3, 4. It all depends on where this next wave goes. You want this wave to not top at 76 and then go sideways, because then we are only probably going to reach an extended fifth, and we're probably only going to go to about over 100 or 135. You really want to see this get up to about 99 and then come back, maybe not that fucking deep, but yeah, sideways, and then obviously your last pop. You are either going to top off, like I've showed before, end of March, start of April, or when this goes sideways, this is just going to create a 1, 2, 3, a 4, and then a 5, and we are just going to keep running. All right. But I do personally think the top is going to be in next year, so yeah, we're going to have to get a fucking wriggle on, otherwise we are going to be topping out at about 135. All right. I just want to quickly highlight as well, if you are still watching, that I know I am sort of, this is probably not the video that you want to be looking at, because it is a little bit more doom and gloomy than probably what you was expecting, because obviously I'm quite bullish on alts, and I'm very bullish on alts. It's just going to be interesting to see if we do just keep impulsing here. I really, 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 really want Bitcoin to just keep going here. All right, I want Bitcoin to keep going here, maybe till about Tuesday. If we start going here till about Tuesday, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, till probably about Tuesday till about 66k. Then that's showing me that we've easily got time then to make this an impulsive wave. This could just be wave A, B, and then wave C. So it could go A, B, C, D, E, but I don't think it's got nowhere near as much chance personally if we do obviously come out till about Tuesday, because then you've got wave 1, wave 2. Let's say you come back down, then you come back up like this, like this, like this, something like that, you know. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So you've got a lot more chance of that playing out. Otherwise, this is just a big gobbledygook of corrective mess, and it's just going to either just keep chugging up a little bit, and then obviously you're going to make one last low. I know I'm explaining the same thing here. I'm just trying to just age a little bit of caution in, because last time I got extremely bullish. Yeah, I'll be honest, last time it was actually one of my worst months in March. It also didn't help as well that I ended up starting a Discord, putting trades in there. I felt like my time management was all over the place. I was just a bit of an emotional mess, to be honest. And I don't mind. I don't have the yeah, I don't mind saying that, to be honest. But yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare through March. Yeah, just ended up getting overly bullish on a lot of alts. Then obviously we got a decent drop, and it like I said, in hindsight, it was very obvious, because with AVAX, I've been looking at this for ages up here. We was up here for AVAX, and I was like, this just looks like we're not going to get an expanded flat. We're not going to come the whole way down here, and I didn't expect that at all. And then you got a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I was thinking, surely this is not going to shit the bed. When I saw the 1, 2, 1, 2, I was like, there's not a chance. I actually did think that at the time we was getting a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5, and it was just going to look like a beautiful running flat. Looks great, running flat, and then off you go. And that's what I did expect. And then yeah, I remember waking up to it, being down there, and I was like, Jesus Christ, as if that just shit the bed. And then that's when I knew. I was like, right, 1, 2, 1, 2, wave 3, 4, 5, and that's when I have the main count. But again, it could just be a WXY. We just need to get over this, and we need to tap this for obviously the bottom to be in. But again, that's a little bit too late for most. Most don't want to wait for that. Then they've missed the whole move if they sold down here. You've sold like, what do you do in this situation? You sell down here, you're buying back up here. Or are you just going to grind out that you might take an extra 10, 20% loss or whatever it is? All right, maybe even a 30% loss, you know, before obviously the real shit ends up going fucking crazy. It's going to be mental, let me tell you. It's going to be fucking great. Like, you're getting in at a yeah, you're getting in at a fucking great time if you're getting into the markets now. You've just had to weather the storm, to be honest. All right, but yeah. All right, I know I have explained. I never normally do this as much. I don't really like explaining this, like, different scenarios, like we break this, but then we could come up flop, and I do like giving my concrete view, but just at the minute, I'm just being a little bit cautious. I am very bullish, extremely bullish. It's just it's literally, this is how quick I can flip bias, and you want to be doing this, guys. The longer you get in this game, you don't hold on or marry your bias. Don't marry your bags. Swap your bias. I have been a little bit back and forth over the last few weeks, but that's just because what the PA is telling me. This could easily Bitcoin go up, these go sideways, and just keep bleeding a little bit. Or you get above this, you get above that, then it is a WXY, and the bottom is in. They do look great, and the reason why I'm saying this now is because before I mentioned that if you think alts are pumping now from into a very, very weak Bitcoin, if you remember me showing, wait until we start moving. We've started moving. They do look good, and I could just be, again, just be a little bit behind here. That Bitcoin has pumped first. Bitcoin needs to keep pumping. These just need to play a bit of catch up. And then we could roll. Obviously, they're going to bleed a lot more than Bitcoin. And then we're going to be doing something like this. All right, till obviously June. That's what that. Do you know what? I'm just going to say, if you stayed around for this long, then fucking hell, you've listened to me rabbit shit. So I may as well just go through this now, right? I was going to save this for another video, so may as well just explain it now, right? My main thesis has been that we come up, Bitcoin comes down, we come down with the market, then we obviously explode, we go sideways, and we do something like that. And that comes in until the end of June, right? And it's just going to create that big one, and then we're going to come back down and retrace. The top of this is going to be when Bitcoin is at 99k, right? And then we're going to come down for a triangle. That first ABC of a triangle is when we're going to be coming down for here for a bit for AVAX and a lot more other coins. That is what I am expecting. It's the same with ARB. I am expecting this to come up, wave 3, wave 4, so like this. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, then sideways, then you wave 5. Right, so big 1, 2, and a big 1, and then again, same thing. We come back down for Bitcoin, this comes back down, and then we do go. It is just, I'm just want to spread a bit of caution. I know I've said it 15 times, but yeah, it's just the way some of them look, like AVAX, CRV, fucking Eggled. I know I call it Eggled. They do look like they need to just keep bleeding. And I mentioned this here where, as expected, and to be honest, most alts bottoms are in. It's just a weird one, as some look like they need weeks to form a low. Yeah, so yeah, just see what some alts do, to be honest. See if some alts do bleed while others are going to pump. Like, yeah, it's quite interesting. I know I'm sound a bit confused this video, but fucking hell, I sound confused. Look, I sound confused. Look at the fucking chart. It's all over the place. I just wanted to show you a couple of different views, to be honest, because normally I don't do this. Normally I give you my concrete view, but yeah, I am going to wrap it up. I feel like this is not one of my better videos, but I have give you more context of what can happen as opposed to what I fully do think. I'm expecting us to pump out of here. It's just going to be quite telling if we do actually roll, but it's not the end of the world. It's just been pushed back slightly. All right. I just want to go to BCH as well. If you are still watching, in fact, I'll think of. Do you know what? If you are still watching, just comment crypto on Twitter. All right. just, I know some people are going to be like, "What?" Just comment crypto. Trust me, you're gonna want to. And I've done a. I'm not going to say that because then it's going to get people to. Yeah, I don't even want to say that either. All right, so just comment crypto. That's all you need to know. Comment crypto. You're going to want to do it. All right. What was I supposed to show? BCH. Very weird chart. I should have gone over these beforehand, to be honest. What is very interesting with this, the BI that looks into BCH, wanted me to look at BCH, is how. Let me just show you something. So it's this, right? The guy that was looking at BCH. This is your funding rate heat map. Look at BCH. It's one of the most shorted coins in this space right now. There's no other coin which has got less funding rate. So shorts are paying high extreme, and they have been for a bit to actually short this. And that in itself is pretty interesting. It's been one of the highest shorted for a while, but right now you pay minus 45% APR. So yeah, that is confusing in itself because we fell so much. Why is everyone still short? Why are people not taking profits on some of these shorts? And even if you go into the open interest as well, look at this. You're just having swifts of back and forth and back and forth. Like, is this people getting squeezed on a long? Then are they getting in short? Then are they like it's a little bit confusing, to be honest. But I mean, with this, mate, you've probably got a 1 2, maybe a 1 2, maybe 3. This is going to base for 4, then 5. It probably does just carry on with the market, to be honest. And to be honest, it actually looks pretty decent. So if I had to just do this at quick glance, I'd probably just say that this is an ABC. That's your bottom. You're not breaking that low. You simply just got wave A, B, C, D, E, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your bottom of wave A. It looks like a triangle. All right. Very sharp wave A. You've probably got your wave A, wave B, C, D, E. Then you've got a wave 5, then probably another triangle or something, then another wave 5. In my opinion, you don't have too much more on this. Probably maybe a 4 5x, just because just put in mind that this has already ran 400%. But there isn't much. This could go a lot higher, FYI, a lot higher than what I've just said. But for me, it's one of them coins that I don't know. It's just not really got much into it. Um, and I don't really think this has got much left into it, to be honest. But yeah, I could be wrong. It could be a 1-2, 1-2. Again, it's a little bit choppy, to be honest, mate. 1-2, 1-2, or a B, C, D, E. But I don't really like that count. Then a 4, 5. Like, yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah. If I had to do first glance, chop, pulse, similar to what Bitcoin's going to be doing in the rest of the market, to be honest. I've not heard of this. ONT. It looks very illiquid, whatever it is. I don't even know what the market cap is, but it looks very illiquid. See, coins like this, when they are illiquid, it's very hard to count. That's what you need to put in mind as well. And you need to also understand that because they're probably not as high market caps as some of the ones at the top, because they're not as high market caps as some of the ones at the top. Number one, like where are your market participants going to be coming from? Like you've only pumped 140%. That's not shit. I'm just saying, like this probably does carry on with the market. It's just very hard to count. Very, very, very hard to count. So to be honest, mate, I haven't really got much on this. Right, this looks a little bit better. This does look a little bit better. This does, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sharp wave 4, wave 5. A, B. Oh, mate, that looks great. Yeah, that does look great. This looks like a great chart. This looks a lot better than the other one I've just showed you anyway. Fucking hell, this looks a lot better than the other one. Yeah, it looks great. I want 1 second. I just want to check the market cap. 200 mil, yeah. Yeah, not bad. Just bear in mind again, I mean, to be honest, this chart fucking looks great. Like, very, very, very good. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this going to come back down? Maybe pull back a little bit. Again, if it's going to be pulling back with the rest of the market, you're getting probably a 40-50% dip. Wave 1, wave 2, then wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5. Or this is literally just going to implode into a third wave. And then you're going to go sideways and go up. But I do think this looks good. As long as you're holding these lows, really, I do think that this looks good, to be honest. So, but yeah, you probably are going to get on the short term. You probably are looking at a bit of a retest here, to be honest. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. You might even just come back down a little bit. I mean, this could just keep going if it is pumping with the rest of the market. It literally just could be a series of 1-2s, 1 ABC, 1 2, and then wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5. So you are either just going to keep pumping or you are getting a decent correction. But to be honest, I can't really see that happening if the rest of the market's going to be pumping, you know. All right, but yeah, I think this chart looks pretty decent, mate, to be honest. Pretty good. But yeah, if you can, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share it about. Do you know what? I feel like it's not a bad video today. I just feel like it was just quite confusing. I don't know. It just wasn't really straight to the point. It might not align with me going back and forth on Twitter, but in terms of, yeah, bullish, bearish, XYZ, but I just wanted to raise that bit of caution that some of these, even ACH, right? Let me just show this. This looks fucking great. One of my largest holdings. Chart looks fucking insane, right? From the lows, you've got a 5x. Looks fucking brilliant. Wave 1, wave 2, right? You've come up for a 1, 2, this low here. Come up for a 1, 2. You come up for another 1, 2, right? I think this has got a 40, 50x. This chart looks fucking immense, by the way. But yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. But could this be an X wave? this is your wave one. Are you going to be going for wave B here and then a wave C? You might even truncate and not even make a new low. But again, 1, 2, 1, 2, and again, the same thing. Are we going to be going sideways and then bleeding a little bit more? You really want to be getting back above all these levels, but by that point, if you're out of the market now, you're missing out on 20-30% of the moves. So you need to understand what you're doing. It is a very tricky time right now. It's either we're going to be keep pumping up, or obviously we're going to be getting a 30, 40, 50% correction on some of these, like obviously I've shown previously with Eggold, AVAX, and others. All right, so yeah, just wanted to sort of raise that caution. But yeah, if you can like, comment, subscribe, share it about, it does help. And yeah, just tell me what you think of this video. I feel like it's not one of my best ones, but anyway, peace. What do I feel like I've got something else I need to say? Oh yeah, about a course. Pretty much, I'm going to be doing a Discord over the next few months. I don't really want to go too much into it. People will have to pay for it. It's only going to be like 30, 40 bucks a month, but it's going to be honestly one of the best things that you're going to be paying for, in my opinion. I'm working it all out at the moment. I've just done a fucking 50 brainstorm sessions on what I'm going to be doing, what you're going to be getting for it. You're going to be getting like weekly videos. It's going to be, but more in depth. It's actually going to be learning. You're going to be showing all my Elliott wave rules. I'm going to be going through how I trade each wave, my trade plans, everything. There's going to be so much to it for the sake of 40 bucks, 30, 40 bucks a month. It's going to be fucking great. So if you have stayed till here, then yeah, sweet. Do you know what? Comment C. Just C. C for course. Right, that's it. If you've stayed here. Right, peace. So you know what? Yeah, you know what to say. There's two there, so yeah. C for course and the other one. All right, but yeah, peace.